Today I have a very special video, and it is about the real SheraSeven sprinkle lady, and I'm exposing her. Oh, this is going to be good. All right, man, listen. If you haven't heard or seen any of SheraSeven's videos, she's basically like the Kevin Samuels, but for women, okay? So what's really interesting is, besides all the stuff I'm going to cover in this video, this is going to be a longer one because I'm going to do a three-part series, or three parts of this video, which I'm going to go through. But she's amassed a following of over 650,000 subscribers on YouTube. So kudos to her for that. And over 1,800 videos later. So also kudos to her for that. Some of the things she says are actually pretty good, but I'm exposing her for what she actually really is, and that's what this video is about. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right, this video is I'm exposing the real SheraSeven sprinkle lady. And I'm going to do this video in three parts. So I made a whole bunch of notes if you see me looking off to the side, and I did a lot of research on this topic, okay? So three parts. Number one is, who is SheraSeven, the sprinkle lady, okay? Number two is, who is her husband, all right? And then number three, why her dating advice is mostly garbage, okay? And hey, for you ladies that are watching this that are fans of SheraSeven, I hope at least you'll be more informed about who she is as a person. And whether you like my video or not, I'm just exposing the truth about her. And of course, these are my opinions, but not just my opinions. When I did my research, there's a lot of people saying the same thing about her. Okay, so let's just get into this topic. Okay, SheraSeven, the sprinkle lady, all right? Her real name is Leticia Padua. She is, at the time of the posting of this video, she's 44 years old. She's based in Texas, and she's been married for over 20 years to her husband, James Scott, also in Texas, okay? So Shira's been on YouTube since 2011, and now, as I mentioned earlier, she has over 650,000 subscribers, 1,800 videos, so kudos to her. That's a big achievement. But what's super interesting is she only recently, in the last few years, became famous and really blew up her YouTube channel from videos that were posted on TikTok. So those TikTok videos are basically trying to teach women how to be a successful sugar baby. At the end of the day, that's who she really is. She was a sugar baby before she met her husband, and I'll go into all this later. But her videos are basically trying to encourage women to go after older guys as a sugar baby, and specifically guys that can, pay their bills. That's end of the day. That's what her content's all about. Okay. So now let's get into part two. So that was part one of who she is. Part two is her husband. This is very interesting. By the way, guys, if you don't know me, you haven't seen my other videos, I'm a marketing executive. That's been my entire career, pretty much. And if you end up finding me on LinkedIn, you will see. So I'm a marketing executive. I love data. I love research. I did a bachelor's degree in law when I was in university. So research, looking at the fine details, is one of my specialties. And that's one of the things, the value that I'm bringing to this YouTube channel. If you've subscribed to me or you're already subscribed, okay? So I don't just take something for face value. I'll go to the web, I'll go to other sources and find out a little thing. So Mr. James Scott, her husband. Now, I mentioned earlier, she's been married to this guy for a little bit over 20 years. So, hey, that's a wonderful thing. If you're married and it's been a long time, ultimately, that's a wonderful thing to show that you're committed to this person. So I was married for 20 years as well, now divorced, and I've been single for 2.5 years. And this is one of the reasons why I decided to create this YouTube channel, because I have a lot of lessons to share from not only being married, before the marriage, and then of course after the marriage, dating stories, pros, cons, lessons that I've learned. So her husband, James Scott, and you can find him on LinkedIn. Just search James Scott, SQL developer, Texas. You'll find him. You'll see his profile right there. Okay. So James Scott is an SQL database developer. So he's in IT. I believe he's a consultant from what I saw, and I'm just kind of reading between the lines. So he's a consultant. And during his last 10 years, his positions have included other roles like technical lead. And of course, I'm looking at my notes here just to make sure I don't miss anything. Technical lead and data engineer. So what's fascinating is Shira goes on and on about this lifestyle she lives and all this stuff, right? And her husband's a provider. And okay, just calling a spade a spade. Maybe over the course of the 20 years, they have over $1 million in assets from real estate, from their house, or from savings and stuff. Maybe. Sure. I'll give them that. Maybe. However, Mr. James Scott has not made, and I haven't seen all of the 1,800 videos, but Mr. James Scott doesn't make millions of dollars per year, okay? I'm a marketing executive. I've been a coordinator, I've been a manager, I've been a director, I've been a vice president, and one of my roles, I was CEO, which is the highest position in a company that you can get. And if you don't believe me, you can go check out my LinkedIn. It's all right there, okay? And so I know a thing or two about how much people earn in the marketplace. So James Scott, at best, which is nothing wrong with this. This is a fantastic income. Has probably earned between $200,000 and $300,000 at different parts of his career. Okay, that means he's in the 5th percentile of all men. Only 15% of men make over 6 figures, 5% make over $200,000 per year, and only 1% make over $400,000 or $500,000 per year, depending on the sources that you're looking at. Okay, still fantastic, 5%. But the way SheraSeven puts herself out there, it's like she's married this like super wealthy guy, and he does well for himself, but he's not wealthy, super rich kind of guy. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to share in this exposing video. Okay, her husband is not this prize, this super 1% dude. Okay, that's clear from what I see on his LinkedIn. James Scott also does not have an MBA, and he's not an engineer. As soon as you have an MBA and you have an engineer, it pops you up into higher levels. You're not in a job. I'm just going to share this with everyone. In a career job, for you to make $400,000 to $500,000 per year in your job, you better be an engineer. You better have an MBA. There's this and this and this and this, and you have to be C-level. Like, it's fucking rare to make that kind of money in a job. Even surgeons, depending on the surgeon, but I mean on average, surgeons don't make over $400,000 per year on average is what I'm saying. I have a friend who makes more than that, but he's a spinal surgeon, for Pete's sakes, okay? Like brain surgeon, spinal surgeon, all right, they're making buck, man. So I'm talking on average. Same thing with lawyers. Lawyers don't make $500,000, $400,000 per year on average. There are a select few that maybe are a partner in a firm. I know all about this. I'm in a corporate career. I know about this. I do YouTube on the side. I do a bunch of stuff on the side, and I have a business as well. So anyways, all that aside. So Mr. James Scott, he does well in the 5%, but he's not this big millionaire that she keeps, her persona emulates on her channel. Okay. Last but not least is the third part. The third part is why her dating advice sucks. It's actually terrible. All right. Woo. So Shira, I'll give her this as well. She's funny. She's comical. She has a big personality. But these are quotes. These are things I've picked up from her videos. Okay. These are some of the things she has said. And you let me know in the comments what you think of this. Okay. She has said things like, if he cheats, marry him. Right. She said that. Those are her words. If he cheats, marry him. Number 2, dusties aren't worth being skinny for. Oh, okay. So that means you get a free pass to be fat and lazy. I'm going to go into this. All right. So, right. She said, dusties aren't worth being skinny for. All right. And then last, she says, to date married men to get your bills paid. Oh, really? Really? Your morals are that low that you're okay with dating married men, which, by the way, we're getting into this. This is going to get deep. This is true stuff, okay? So she promotes going after married men, and if he cheats, marry him. Like, okay, so you promote going after married men, and you're promoting it's okay to be disrespected by the man that you're dating or the man that you're married to. Like he can go off and cheat. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now this is the meat and potatoes of this video. First, SheraSeven has not been single since she was in her 20s, okay? And watching her videos is kind of like getting dating advice from your mother, right? Any women watching this video right now and you see her videos, just remember that. Remember, this is basically dating advice that you're getting from your mother. She has no fucking idea what it's like to be single today in 2024, the time of this video. She's been married for 20 years. She has no concept of what it's like. I know this because I was married for 20 years and I had no fucking concept until I've been single. And I've been single for 2.5 years now. And wow, it is a different world. There's some similarities, but it is fucking different. Number two, SheraSeven was a sugar baby. And there's enough videos out there that know her story and her backstory. And check this. So she met her now husband as basically a number 2 sugar baby. That's right. That's right. So remember where this advice is coming from. So she was a sugar baby and she took her man away from a wife. Like, that is awful. And I don't care what anyone says. That is terrible. You are now purposely pursuing somebody to take them away from their wife. Now, some people might say, well, that's not on her conscience. That's on the husband's conscience. No, it's still terrible. And I felt terrible myself. I will confess this. I have not dated, but I have been with a few married women, and I didn't like it. So I stopped that. If they're currently married and they're not separated, that's what I'm talking about. If they're currently married and they're in the middle of a separation or whatever, I might be a little open to it. But if this is actually like an affair type situation, again, I did that not even twice. Once. I didn't like it. So basically, then that's the number 2 thing. So she has no moral compass. So any women watching this, remember, watching her videos, that's the place she's coming from. She was a sugar baby and she has no moral compass, okay? Number 3, she makes it seem like it's easy to get a man with money. And I'm not just saying that. There's other women that have commented about her videos and they're like, really, girl? You seriously? So she makes it seem like in her videos, it's easy to get a man with money. Like, for example, and like, all right, look, she's 44. She's over 200 pounds. I mark my words, she's over 200 pounds with probably a BMI of 32. By the way, if your BMI is 30 or over, you're considered obese. Well, she is an obese woman when I see her in the videos, and I'm like, she can't compete in the dating world now. She'd get completely obliterated. Do you really think that she could meet a man of high value and that has lots of money looking the way she does? Hell no. Because the men with money have options and they typically want someone younger and, most importantly, that's in shape. Like, women only have to do 2 things. 2 things to satisfy a man. 1, be nice. Not satisfy a man, but in terms of what a man's looking for, be nice and be in good shape. Like, take care of yourself, at least, right? So she doesn't even do that. And in fact, she actually laughs about the importance of being fit and taking care of herself. Like, oh man, I didn't even want to go on about this, but like, so here she is, right? She lives this cushy life and she's apparently got her bills paid for, which probably, now she's probably paying all the bills with how many subscribers she has on YouTube, because YouTubers could make seriously money after 100,000 subscribers. So she's probably the breadwinner right now, not James Scott. So here she is, right? Pretending or talking about how she has this lavish lifestyle and all this stuff. And she can't even do that one thing that men are looking for, and that's take care of herself. And she's just fat. And it's pathetic, All right. So, fourth thing, and this is the last thing, she's unfortunately selling a dream, right? She basically says all you have to do is get fake tits, wear a nice wig, put in cute contact lenses for different colors, and wear a pink shirt, and you will attract a rich guy. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You really think, guys, that's all they're looking for, especially if they have money? Like, take all that away. The number one thing they're looking for is she nice? And then number two, does she look good? And SheraSeven, I am sorry, she looks like trash. She looks like a whale. And by the way, one other thing, she never shows any photos of outside of her house. So none of us really know what kind of house does she actually live in, right? She might have nice stuff in the background that you see, but what does the actual house look like? So I did this video because I came across her channel and I was curious, so I did my research, and then I realized, you know what? There's a lot of women, unfortunately, listening to her, idolizing her, putting her up on a pedestal. And I hope for those women that are watching this video that now you know a little bit about SheraSeven, and you can make the decision for yourself on whether or not you should actually be taking her advice. If you haven't seen my video about sugar babies, go check that out because I cover what sugar babies actually, what it's like to be dating a sugar baby. And I'll just say this one thing. Sugar babies have a lot of trauma and they are broken. And very few men with money will want to date a sugar baby, let alone marry them. So, hope you like this video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you next time.